Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today, I'm bringing you another triple reaction to Earth Drive. I love this band. I think they are very, very unique in what they do, stylistically, lyrically. They are one of a kind, that's for sure. And when I compare it to the vast array of music that I've listened to in my own personal library throughout my life, and even a lot of the music that I end up getting requested and react to on this channel, they definitely stand apart. I'm ready for my earth to be shaken. Usually when I think of Earth Drive, I think of being very grounded, but also extremely perspective and introspective. There's so much to their music that really just tickles my brain in the proper way. So I'm super excited to jump into this today. But before we do, a massive thank you to Michael the Sincere for the request today. And Michael dedicates this to the wonderful souls of Earth Drive themselves. Hope you all are doing well. Now, let's jump in. Oh, and I guess I should have mentioned the tracks we're going to be checking out. Starting first with True Passage into the Void. Should mention that we are revisiting this song, so we have heard it before when I did my full reaction or album reaction to Light Codes. The around the world drumming here. And all the while the vocals here are just stable as ever. Dude, Sarah's voice, it is so pure and ethereal. Beautiful video. Come on. Boom, 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 ba-da.
Bend your mind today. We are stardust, my friend.
I don't know if I brought this up during my Light Codes reaction because it was a long one. I brought up a great many things, but lately, I would say in the last month or so, month and a half for sure, I've been thinking more and more about this idea of psychological flexibility, the idea that you can accept multiple moral frameworks and ways of living and ways of the world, and depending on what serves you, what makes most sense from moment to moment, you kind of utilize those perspectives. It's not deception in a sense of you're never true to yourself. You're just adapting to what makes sense as you gain more experience with life. If you think of this is going to be random, but if you think of like Bayesian statistics, the entire idea of Bayesian statistics is built on the assumption that knowledge is iterative. When you learn something in one moment, that informs your future beliefs, your future thoughts, the future knowledge you're going to have. And so you incorporate that into your moral worldview. And if you had a rather fixed mindset, then if you learned something new that defied your current mindset, you wouldn't be able to reconcile that difference, and you would have to live with some level of delusion or cognitive dissonance, or just flatly reject that new information. But psychological flexibility allows you to incorporate things that defy what you currently know, but you've remained open to the possibility that you were wrong initially and can get closer to whatever is true. The reason I bring that all up is because the lyric about bending your mind implies to me some acknowledgement of psychological flexibility, being open to different truths, being open to what the world has to show you. That to me is a very important thing, especially in the modern climate of information, misinformation. People are losing their way, and what's helpful in finding our way is to explore the pathways rather than reject outright the things that are, I guess, against what you already know.
That's my friend. New day dwells inside you. Slowly comes your way. We are moving to the stargate. Time slowly escapes. Bend your mind today. We are stardust, my friend. Slowly I'm coming your way. I am the space between the stars. You can wake up and die. You can wake up and die.
That's such a unique element of this melody in particular. The da 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 da. That last note, to me, it's the note that is not as obvious. If you were to think of, put your own songwriter hat on or vocalist hat on and design a melody, I think for me at least, I would not arrive at that last note. I might do da 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 or da da da, something like that. Da 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 da. That, I don't know what scale degree it is relative to this scale here, but to me, I would not land there, which makes it really interesting and novel. Also, now more that I think about it, this idea of bending your mind and being stardust, they're almost looking at the mind instead of psychological flexibility as being more of a cosmic flexibility, as though all of the matter within us is everywhere anyways, and though we are in this form now, we will be scattered amongst the space between the stars soon enough. We are all a part of this same universe. This ecosystem relies just as much on you as it does on me, as it does on the planets, as it does on the space between all of the celestial bodies.
You can wake up and die. I am the space between the stars. You can wake up and die. You can wake up and die. Bend your
the door into the void. It's so fresh, man. It's such a unique sound. The lows, the around the world drums, the synths, the glittering notes at the end, the vocals that are slow moving, the melody, the heaviness of it all. It is all so cosmically warm, is maybe a way I want to describe it now. It doesn't like have moments that are extremely shrill. I can safely say that a lot of really heavy music can sometimes be more shrill than I think even it intends, which for me, I love heavy music just in general, but when something about the mix is a little bit too, up there in the frequencies, it can be very jarring for the ears, especially if it's not congruent with the mix and kind of comes at you out of nowhere. With Earth Drive, that is not the case. Everything is very, very fluid. Even though you may not know what to expect in the next section or even in the next 10 seconds, it all flows very well. And in a weird sense, it almost feels like there's no structure to a song like this, but of course you can distill the different components here because there is repeated sections that make it possible to do so. But that's the beauty in just amazing music, because even though I'm hearing this now for a second, maybe third time, I have to think of whether or not I played this at the gym once. It's fun getting to revisit tracks like this because the more and more I listen, the more and more my brain picks up on smaller and smaller nuances. But also I begin to understand it at a higher and higher level. But the thing about Earth Drive, and maybe the thing about life, is there's always more to learn, even given the same subset of material. This is kind of why, like, even if you practice the same scale day in, day out, you're going to become better at it, more efficient at playing, quicker in your pace, more deliberate in your playing. And, in a weird way, the fact that I've arrived at practice now should tell you where my brain is at. But if you played 5 minutes every single day versus, 1 hour every 12 days, and, you can do the math in your head, you should do the 5 minutes every day if you had the choice. Like I said, I don't know how we ended up here in this part of the discussion, but let's jump into the next video here. Love the kick drum in this. Haunting vocals. Very ominous. Dude, the mixing on this with the drums, everything, is so perfect. Perfectly warm for my ears. It's like candy. This music's so ambient, and the thing about it, despite it being so heavy, and like if you give this to the average music listener, they will think this is like hard rock metal style music. This music honestly can be, I think, perfectly situated in a club environment. It's very trance-like, still heavy, but the problem with club environments is they don't like to put on music that is outside of whatever the popular rap or R&B or just the typical club songs you hear, especially in the United States. There is a big gap in the music that a lot of us on YouTube here and in the reaction community end up listening to versus ends up in mainstream circles. Maybe that's like a business idea to create a club where we listen to music that we want to rather than being subject to things that maybe we're kind of tired of, fatigued from listening to. Because I could dance so hard to this. Oh, dude, what a vibe, man. I was not prepared for the slowdown. It's like a halftime. So fire. Oh, uh-huh. I mean, it just fits firmly into their discography, and I think this is a bit of an older track. It looks like on YouTube here got released in 2020. Um, they have this. They have such a consistent sound. I'm almost curious to like speculate on if they decided to like venture into different genres, which genre might they do? Right? They can create their own genre, and that's all well and good, but work with me with this like counterfactual reality. Would it be like a more prog influence, like the Caligula's horses of the world, or Porcupine Trees, or would they go more into like a jazz gent style, heavy, slow moving world with like slow saxes and big brass? What about strings? Maybe we could see a world where they do slow symphonic metal. I don't know. I feel like because of their unique style, they could blend across so many different genres and it would work. That's just like my own speculation. Because, on this channel, we listen to a lot of music, and much of it draws from several influences, not just one genre, one label, right? And I love music like that draws from multiple places. But Earth Drive are so entirely themselves, I almost feel like don't change whatever you're doing, So I'm kind of in two minds about that. The one part of me is like, let's do the mad scientist thing and create some crazy concoction in the lab. The other part of me is like, don't tamper with it at all. Just let it be. and let's see where it kind of organically goes. Let's jump into the final piece of content for the day. This is a live performance of theirs at the Halloween Rock Fest in Montejo.
Okay, let's cool.
And I love Halloween.
Can you feel this? Can
I
you
feel this.
try?
This is 2018, so 7 years ago.
I reached my goal, and this time again, awake my dreams, fire and fire again. I choose my way, this time again, awake my dreams, fire and fire again. I cancel death, hell. I have my dream here. You drive my car. You love me, you love me, you love me. Yeah. Fire and fire again. I choose my way. Fire and fire again. I choose my way. This time again, awake my dream. Fire and fire again.
Bro, I need more motion from the attendees.
I cancel death, hell.
'Cause I'm vibing out.
Dream here. You drive my car. You love me, you love me, you love me. Yeah. Fire and fire again.
Sarah's vocals are like so clean. It's almost like interesting because it defies what you typically hear in like your average hard rock or metalcore kind of song. Because especially in metalcore, for example, there will be a dynamic vocal performance in the sense that you'll have clean vocals in some moments that are meant to be more sing-songy, more melodic, even more speechy. And of course, your breakdowns and heavier choruses where the vocals rip apart. There's screams, there's growls, there's grunts, there's bleh, there's all that kind of crazy stuff. And with Sarah, she just keeps it all very even keel. She belts in the moments that she has to, but it is all very polished, which I find interesting. Again, it's like their style, but I wonder what would happen if she lent further into that world of like heavier vocals and if it would make sense for their music. I think it could work. And maybe what makes more sense is to hear covers of metal vocalists taking stabs at Earth Drive's discography. I just wonder how that kind of resonates with other newcomers to Earth Drive.
Fire and fire again. Fire and fire again. Higher and higher again. Fire and fire again. Higher and higher again.
Oh my god, that bass. That isn't even real. That's where all the grit went. It's like pure musical static. I love it. It's like a Ominous dolphin. And I'm reminded so much too. I know I brought this up before, but of Lacuna Coil. I listen to very few Lacuna Coil songs, but the few that I have, for whatever reason, really stuck in my mind. I'm just getting shades of that here. The amount of reverb on this.
I can't slow down. Your light may be here. Your light may be here. Your light may be here. Fire and fire and fire and fire and fire and yeah.
Oh yeah. We get it, we get it. That's awesome. I love that she went for that. Awesome. That kind of felt like there was 3 or 4 places where it could have ended right there, but each time kind of like subverting my expectations and delaying the final end gratifying doom doom kind of sound. Sort of reminds me of that when you open up Netflix and you hear the intro boom boom sound when you open up the app. I don't have Netflix anymore, but I watched House of Cards. Like that was one of the first Netflix shows. I think that was literally the first Netflix original series, and I loved that show for as long as it was good, and then things happened and became terrible, and we don't talk about that anymore. But that boom boom sound, very iconic in my mind. But wow, I think Earth Drive, they are so just, again, their sound is so them. Oh, there goes my camera. Their sound is so them. It's almost like hard to want to change anything about what they're doing. Though I would like to hear more like heavy vocals, because I think we find ourselves in like a bit of a holding pattern sometimes with the vocal melodies. And I think oftentimes too, with repetition, that is just the name of the game. You're going to hear a similar section repeated because you want to emphasize that portion. But when it comes to like creating a very dynamic experience, then you would want to, change things up. So it just depends on what you're trying to go for in that regard. But I really like the vocal performance. I love the guitar work. I love the feedback that we get too. The grittiness in the bass. I mean, all of the qualities that make Earth Drive what they are stand out. It works really well. And crazily enough, so this performance was also, so this was in 2018 actually. So even earlier than the second song we checked out, which that means what? 7 years ago at this point. Their sound has been very, very consistent. I don't know if they're going to continue making, songs and different projects. I hope they do. Would definitely be very curious to hear what direction they decide to go, whether it's more of the same kind of vibe or if they're going to lean further into, again, a different subgenre or combine things. Either way, I'm definitely hooked and curious to know what you all think about it. So please leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about Earth Drive or my reactions, or even just a comment for the algorithm. It all helps out. But that's all I have for you today. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.